MMORPG's Quick 5 is back with another week of must-know news and awesome articles for all you MMORPG and RPG fans. Let's check it out. Number 5. Albion Online had a happy Banuary this month when they banned over 1,200 accounts due to third-party real money transaction sales. A post by community manager Mythosaria explained that not only are third-party currency transactions against Albion Online's terms and conditions, but most of the currency is purchased with stolen credit cards or account information, which will often get charged back after the original owners find the discrepancy. It was also stated in the post that Albion Online wants to, and I quote, keep a fair playing field and stable economy in the game. And they will continue to battle third-party currency transactions going forward. In Albion Online's own version of If You See Something, Say Something, they request that any suspected third-party currency transactions be reported to their support team at support@albiononline.com. Number 4. Genshin Impact is making changes to Resin again, and this time, it may almost stave off the complaints that we need more Resin. Almost. Probably not. But the changes are still important, as now Fragile Resin, which can be used to recharge 60 Resin at a time, will be available in the free and paid versions of Genshin Impact's Battle Pass, known as the Gnostic Hymn. That isn't the only change to Resin, as all events in the next update, version 1.3, that do not require challenging ley lines or domains will not consume any original Resin. The developer discussions explaining the change does say that going forward the majority of large-scale events will no longer consume original Resin, but keep in mind they only said most, so you may still expect some Resin-limited events from time to time. Number 3. Fans of the early access MMO Life is Feudal had to say goodbye to the game this week, as Bitbox shut down the game due to irreconcilable negotiations with their one-time publisher, Zola. Back in December, Bitbox regretfully informed the community that they would be shutting down the game, and while they didn't name their previous publisher directly, the team pointed to numerous business, legal, and financial hurdles that prevented them from continuing with development. The game finally shut down their servers January 18th, but that doesn't mean that Bitbox and the world of Life is Feudal is gone. Life is Feudal Your Own and Life is Feudal Forest Village can still be found and purchased on Steam. And Life is Feudal MMO? Well, that game may be gone from the West, but Life is Feudal MMO has a version headed to the Chinese market, so if you're really inclined to hop into the game, keep an eye out for that. Number 2. This week, one of our resident Guild Wars 2 fans, Robin Baird, released her preview on the latest episode of Guild Wars 2, named Power. Chapter 2 kicks off with a battle and carries through to some new and very welcome dragon response missions. Robin also points out that the new lizard-like boss was fun and difficult, and she points to each new episode's dragon response missions improving with every release. As the final arc for Guild Wars 2's Icebrood Saga winds down, Robin states that she's finding more reasons to return than ever, as we await Guild Wars 2's next expansion, titled End of Dragons, to release. Number 1. DC Universe Online has passed its 10th anniversary, and our comic guru Scott brought his utility belt of questions for CEO of Dimensional Ink Games, Jack Emmert, in an in-depth, informative interview that you can check out right now. The interview covers Emmert's past with DCUO, even back when he worked as creative director at Cryptic Studios, which is known for the first superhero MMO, City of Heroes. The dynamic duo talk about the successes DCUO has seen in the past year despite the raging pandemic, and whether we're going to see more power sets in the future. They even chat a little about current DC comics and whether we might see some of the newer storylines grace the virtual space in the future. There's plenty left that we haven't had time to mention here, but this is an interview DCUO fans can't afford to miss. Check it out. That rounds out our Quick 5 this week. Come on back next week and catch up on the most important news and articles in under 5 minutes. We'll see you then.